Hello, my name is Glenn Dyer, and you are watching a Dyer-Situation. Today I'm seeing Don't Breathe. It's a horror movie, I guess. Maybe it's a thriller, I don't know. I don't look into these things too much. So, it's not Blumhouse, so it has a chance. We'll just start with that. The most interesting thing I can see about it is that just from the basic plot premise, the movie seems to be centered around protagonists who totally deserve what's happening to them. Like, I'm not talking like, you know, one of those stupid, like teenagers out in the woods who are complete terrible people and then a slasher gets at them or something. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like, the plot of this movie is literally a group of teenagers plan to rob an old wealthy blind man and then fall into his dungeon of doom or something. Which is interesting to me. I really want to see how they pull this off. Like, this could go very, very wrong very quickly in terms of plot and character and stuff. Like, it could end up that we just hate everyone and want the movie to die, or it could be brilliant. Like, this is a premise that I like seeing. I like seeing things flipped on their head like this. And it would be fun to see the slasher villain, honest to God, like, not even ironically, just being the better person in this scenario. Or something completely unexpected. I don't know. These types of movies don't come out very often, and it's exciting to see something like that. This could potentially be something like, The Devil's Rejects or something, where, like, horrible people on both sides, but at one point, like, the good guys are being so terrible that you root for the bad guys almost, but the bad guys are also terrible, so it's super complex and stuff. I'm a Rob Zombie fan, I know. Anyway, yeah, I'm mildly excited, although, yeah, I'm probably putting way too much stock into this, like, most likely this is just gonna be unpleasant, but, you know, I gotta have some sort of optimism. Otherwise I can't do this every week. So, let's get to it! Alright, and I'm back! And that was pretty fucking good! Really fucking good! Like, way better than any movie like this deserves to be good. So, where do I start on this? So it wasn't quite what I thought, where, like, both sides are incredibly morally ambiguous. Because from the start, we do see that, like, there's three characters here who are, like, the burglars, right? Only one of them is the complete asshole burglar, and the other two are doing it for different reasons. There's the girl who's doing it for her family, well, her little sister in particular, and the other guy who's doing it because he wants to bone the girl. And honestly, both of them are very likable, and that's what kind of makes them pretty good protagonists in this, even though they are technically robbing a blind man. And they make it really interesting just by the fact that the old blind man they're robbing is an ex-vet and, like, has, like, muscles the size of pythons and can just totally destroy them if he catches them. And it creates really interesting scenarios in there where they technically have the upper hand because they can see, but he has super hearing, and he can freaking bust their jaw open with one punch and stuff, and it's really cool. It's like a slasher movie, but, like, really awesome about it and stuff. And one of the main things I noticed with this in particular is that the cinematography is, like, many levels ahead of what any kind of movie with this premise deserves. Like, this is like, just amazing cinematography in this. Every single shot had a very specific purpose to it. Every little thing that happened in the movie, from the tiniest bit of glass on the ground that sets off the guy, to where the placement of certain items on the wall that will come into play later, like, they're all shown in these really beautiful shots. It's amazing. And one thing in particular that I really liked was when they were showing text messages on screens, right? That this is a problem in a lot of movies, is that simply showing somebody's cell phone isn't very interesting. Like, it's not visually interesting enough to keep an audience's attention. This is well known. What a lot of movies have resorted to is these weird augmented reality things that pop up, like Nerve did it a lot, and the God, I've already forgotten its name, the Shark movie, like that I saw. That also did it, where like like the text message pops up in this big AR thing above them, so it's still visually interesting to the viewer. But definitely in a movie like this, that would have been very distracting, because the rest of the movie's very grounded and very disturbing, and having a silly purple text message pop up when they're texting would have been terrible. But instead, what they do is really cool. They use the focus to basically have the focus shift from left to right across the cell phone, so it's like the camera reads along with you and keeps the shot interesting without making it silly. And that's so cool! I love that! That's innovative. That's really cool. It's in a fucking horror movie about, like, an old man beating up kids. Like, that's incredible to me. The whole movie's really entertaining to watch. Pretty scary, pretty thrilling, pretty awesome. There's a whole bunch of twists in there, too, like, that there is things going on in the basement. I guess that right. And specifically what he's doing in the basement isn't fully revealed until later, but it's incredibly disturbing and very memorable. If I have any issue with it, it is the ending. They kind of do a Halloween on us, even though Halloween ending really shouldn't have worked. Like, you know, basically he gets up again and gets away. But basically, I don't want to spoil it, because you should really go see this if you're any kind of a horror fan, but essentially, like, any good police work after the fact should have not resulted in that ending. But it's a very minor note, and it is just like the very, very end, like after all the good stuff has happened. So I don't think it detracts too much. It's just a minor plot detail that I noticed. So yeah, like, if you're any kind of horror fan, like, or if you just want to see a scary movie in general that's actually scary and not Blumhouse and not Lights Out, like, you can go watch this. This is great. This is up there with Green Room for me, even though Green Room isn't really horror. Like, in terms of high quality, good character, good look, good everything. And I don't know, I might actually like this more than It Follows. And that's saying a lot, because I gushed over It Follows. So yeah, just totally check it out if you're interested. This is not something you want to miss. Not something you want to let step by. Just give it a chance, man. You won't regret it. And until next time, I'm Glenn Dyer, and you have been watching A Dire Situation.